Data theft is a common issue for everyone. Your clients no longer have faith in you. So not only will you take brand damage, you'll take financial damage. You're pretty much out of the business. We tell people it's like ordering a pizza. You can expect our team to start deploying your tools in 30 minutes. The history, knowledge, and wisdom of 582 IRs, combine it to one. All of the companies that we work with have to keep all the data in Canada. We build our infrastructure to be running out of Canadian data centers. The benefit to our clients is we're compliant. We built a lab infrastructure. Students get to experience what different part of software we like. In class, I give students ransomware and I tell them to continue running it. If you don't know how a ransomware runs, how do you learn how to stop one?
In this episode, we will be exploring the complexities of cybersecurity marketing, discussing how brand strategy can effectively communicate technical solutions and build trust. Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host Maheen and you're watching our exclusive series CyberShield Canada, where we highlight the crucial world of cybersecurity, a vital area for businesses to understand and implement. This series is designed to help startups and entrepreneurs learn how to safeguard their businesses by integrating cybersecurity practices into their operations, ensuring that they are protected in today's digital landscape. Now, in this episode, we will be exploring the complexities of cybersecurity marketing, discussing how brand strategy can effectively communicate technical solutions and build trust. We'll also delve into the transformative shifts brought by the AI revolution in marketing and its implications for businesses. Joining us today is Milind Bhargava, the CEO at Mjolnir Security Inc., a Canadian-owned and operated cybersecurity firm headquartered in Toronto. Milind is a seasoned cybersecurity leader with over 16 years of experience specializing in cyber response, incident management, and threat risk assessment. He has successfully led cyber response and recovery efforts for high-profile data breaches, demonstrating a unique ability to respond to cyber threats with precision and reliance. His platform is also known for its 100% Canadian infrastructure, local talent, deep partnerships with leading platforms like Centine One, Sumo Logic, and Magnet Forensics. Today, we'll discuss the modern cyber threat landscape for SMEs, how to defend against modern cyber threats, the importance of Canadian data sovereignty and digital resilience, and the human element in cybersecurity, and their mission into enterprise rating security accessible and affordable for all businesses. So without a further ado, let's dive in. Milind, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very well, thank you. Now, Milind, as that is highlighted in my intro as well, with over 16 years of experience in cybersecurity, you've seen the threat landscape evolve dramatically. So let's really start our conversation with addressing the misconception that small businesses are not a target. You yourself said it that no businesses is too small to be targeted. Tell us what cyber threats are most common for Canadian SMEs today, and why are they especially vulnerable right now?
I will say specifically data theft is a common issue for everyone, no matter how big or how small you are. Our smallest client for this has been a two-person company, which is basically a not-profit. They were collecting data about people who are donating money to them, all the work they're working on, and so on. So they had names, addresses, how much money came in from roughly what bank account, and so on. Imagine that information gets stolen. You receive a letter in the mail or maybe an email stating, "Hi, I have access to your bank account information. I've hacked you. Your last transaction of this amount was to this organization." You will think that's a real email because that's an actual transaction that you have made. So you'll fall for it and you'll do whatever that's required. Sometimes, as a sidebar to this, we also see something called as a sextortion email, where somebody has a breach, say a third party company that's not directly related to anything you have done, and they obtain a list of email addresses and their passwords that were used on that particular website. So threat actors, that is bad guys, will send out a mass email to everyone, list out everyone's email as the destination where it's going, and in the subject line mention their password and say that I watched you do whatever illicit activities. I installed a keylogger on your computer. I've recorded a video of you doing those illicit activities. This is your password as proof that I've hacked you successfully. So you must pay me $100 in Bitcoins, and then I will not release this to your family.
Right.
Typically, people do get scared by that because they think they have done something wrong or somebody has some kind of skeleton in the closet.
Right.
They'll assume they got hacked and all of this is out. So these
Mhm.
are common scams that affect everyone. Now, in terms of the data theft, it starts at something small, but even for bigger organizations, even say 100 employees and so on, also have the same issue. For any organization, if their entire client list and their pricing list is taken, or their intellectual property is taken and then held for ransom, they will generally pay anything to get it back to avoid brand damage.
Right.
Once your name is out that your data has been stolen, your clients no longer have faith in you. So not only will you take brand damage, you'll take financial damage.
Mm.
Those clients will not come to you, will not make any more revenue. You're pretty much out of the business. All
Wow.
starts with just data theft.
Wow, that is a vital and a sobering insight, Milind. And it's clear that no business is too small to be a target for cyber criminals. Now let's explore how companies can proactively defend against these threats and how your platform's unique approach makes enterprise-grade security accessible. Because Milind, as I highlighted in my intro as well, your organization specializes in threat intelligence driven cybersecurity services with a strong focus on digital forensics and incident response. And your company has a compelling origin story rooted in a real world crisis. Um, your company, Mjolnir, symbolizes protection and power. Can you share the story of that 2:13 a.m. ransomware call that you got from a Canadian municipality and how it inspired your mission to provide world-class protection to organizations without full security teams?
When we pitch our incident response services, which is for what we got called at 2 or 3 in the morning, we tell people it's like ordering a pizza.
Right.
You're expecting a pizza to arrive in 30 minutes. You can expect our team to start deploying our tools and have the defenses somewhat ready in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The tools that we deploy, they're for SOC, something called SIM and SOAR, which is automation, putting a lot of data together, making sense out of it. It takes most companies months to deploy, but we got it down to 30 minutes.
Wow.
The benefit to the clients that way, say we get that call from the municipality at 2, 3 in the morning, they're panicking.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 in the morning, no matter what happens, you are panicking if you have to call someone and ask for help. Threat actors are inside the network. There's ransomware all around. They're trying to kick those people out, but they're not able to. So they call us. Within 30 minutes remotely, we have got a tool set up to try and understand what is happening in the network. We're deploying our tools with the help of their IT, and we have dispatched people to drive to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a 4-hour drive. So we had 3 people in the car, and the people working remotely were supporting them while they're trying to get to the client.
Right.
Luckily, there was no traffic for that 3-hour drive because getting out of Toronto in rush hour, you know how it is.
Difficult, yeah.
So we get to the client, we start deploying our tools physically as well. Within about 8 hours, we had a rough understanding of what the bad guys had done and all the things they had accessed. Now, for this particular municipality, they had a few laptops that they suspected that the bad guys were controlling. So they removed them from Ethernet with a cable, left it on the side, and the laptop auto-connected to Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time that the IT team thought that they are safe and they have disconnected from the bad guys, the bad guys had a laptop in the IT office where they were watching and listening to everything.
Wow.
So when we walk in, we see the camera light on and we just do like this and we ask, why is that on?
Mm-hmm.
And is there a call going on? And they mentioned there's no call going on.
Oh, wow.
So we asked them to just shut the lid and only then we will walk in.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we are not identified directly by the threat actor.
Right.
And that way the threat actor could keep one step ahead of everything we told the team to do remotely, because the threat actor could listen to what we're doing in real time and just put mitigations around our mitigations.
Mm-hmm.
So once we were able to put our tools in and so on, by the 3rd or 4th day, we were able to identify every single spot the bad guy had access,
Right.
what they had taken, how they had taken, so we can start putting our mitigations and layered security around it.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of the week, they were ready to come back to business. Typically for other organizations similar size, like they had about 4,000 computers because they're a municipality, so there are city computers all around the place.
Right.
Most of them are not easily accessible. They're behind many cupboards or under too many furniture items and so on, so it takes time to get to them. So for other organizations that we have also worked in the past, they will take a few weeks, perhaps a month to do the same thing. We can do it in roughly a week or even less
Right.
because of all the tools and automation we have built out. For every tool that we deploy, we have lesson learns and all the tricks combined. Like we have done in 8 years, roughly 582 DFIR engagements.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is anytime someone gets hacked, they call us and we go and rescue them. So after
Right.
doing this so many number of times, we have taken lesson learned from each of those and added to our automation. So
Wow.
now when we go in, it is the history, knowledge, and wisdom of 582 IRs combined into one, and we're able to do it more efficiently and better and help the clients out faster as well.
That is a fantastic and a very powerful story, Milind, and it vividly illustrates how a real world crisis can be such a catalyst for purpose driven venture. Listeners, if you are struggling with cybersecurity challenges or navigating data governance and AI innovation, then please learn from this conversation that we had with Milind on how to effectively and affordably bring security to your company and turn technology risk into a competitive advantage. Now let's continue our conversation with Milind. Now let's discuss a key differentiator for Mjolnir, which is its commitment to Canadian data sovereignty and digital resilience. Milind, with the global threat landscape, you've made a strategic choice to build your company in Canada with a focus on Canadian data sovereignty. Tell us, why is it vital for a Canadian-owned cybersecurity firm to run on Canadian infrastructure, and how does this strengthen digital sovereignty, local talent, and resilience? And what are the key benefits that come from keeping Canadian data within Canada in today's threat landscape?
Let's start with geopolitical side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the Patriot Act in US. That allows anyone in the US government to get access to any data from any company in US or any data center in US and things like that. So if any Canadian company has sensitive data that they want to keep within Canada, but you're working with a company that hosts everything in US,
Mm-hmm.
technically anyone in the US government can get access to your data. Now, to you, that data may not be as sensitive, but it depends on what's in the data and how it can be potentially misused by somebody else.
Right.
So, all of the companies that we work with, especially someone in the financial institution, so credit unions, banks, they have to keep all the data in Canada because they don't want anyone else to have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
And for supporting that, even for doing things like forensics or incident response, we build our infrastructure to be running out of Canadian data centers, and we use multiple just for redundancy purposes, but they're all based out of Canada. The benefit to our clients is we're compliant with all of the compliance frameworks and everything else that's required, while still offering them the world class services that they require as part of the work that we're doing for them.
That is a crucial point, Milind. I mean, it's clear that data sovereignty and digital resilience, they're not just technical issues, but quite a matter of national importance and competitive advantage. We'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll dive into the human side of cybersecurity and how this platform is building the next generation of Canadian defenders.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Now let's explore the human element in cybersecurity, why people matter as much as technology, and how Mjolnir is shaping Canada's future cybersecurity talent. Now let's kind of turn to the human element in cybersecurity and how Mjolnir is working to build Canadian talent. Milind, you yourself believe that cybersecurity isn't just a tech issue, it's also a people issue. And this is where your community work and educational partnerships come in. Please tell us, what role does a security first culture and a cyber awareness play in small businesses, and how do initiatives like your scholarships and partnerships with George Brown College reflect your organization's mission to build Canada's next generation of cyber defenders?
I've been a professor at Georgetown for about 11 years.
Wow.
teaching, or rather over the period of time, I've taught different levels of SOC. Like within SOC, typically you have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So the 3 courses designed to teach students what level 1 is like, what level 2 is like, what level 3 is like. I've also taught the digital forensics and incident response class of the same security program as part of that as well. And for all of these, we built a lab infrastructure, what we call a wargaming infrastructure for the students. The point of this was typically, if you go to college, you will learn about any tool that was used in the industry 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's once a college or any educational institution buys a tool, it remains with them until they have the funding to buy another tool. So when the students graduate, they're not actually job ready. They know how to use a tool, but they may not have learned it how to use it in an enterprise setting.
Right.
So the point of building this wargaming platform is students get to experience what different part of SOC will be like, what forensics will be like, what IR will be like in real life ish scenarios.
Right.
So the lab infrastructure that is built for the students and what we also use for corporate side of things for training has sensors deployed globally. So those sensors are getting attacked by any random person on the internet because that's normal. Anything exposed to the internet will get attacked. So we're collecting data from all of that. We also have sensors with virtual machines given to students where they will run ransomware. Now, typically, you don't tell people to click on malware. In class, I give students ransomware and I tell them to continue running it.
Right.
Because if you don't know how a ransomware runs, how do you learn how to stop one?
True.
And you will not tell someone in their company, run it on your company infrastructure and learn it that way. You'll tell them to run in a controlled environment, see what the effects are. And then since our environment also has a defensive tools built in, look at the telemetry that's coming from the tools. Learn how the indicators are of identifying this is ransomware activity or this is pre-ransomware activity. This is when you know someone is about to steal data. This is how data is stolen.
Right.
So students get to learn how these are properly done and so on. So when they go out of college, they already know all of the latest enterprise tools and enterprise methodologies used to detect all of these activities. And same when we run corporate trainings, we like to teach different organizations the same thing on how to do it more efficiently. There are 100 ways of doing the same thing. One is efficient, the other may not be as efficient. And as part of the training programs that we run, and typically we also run a session annually where we invite law enforcement and government agencies to attend for free, mainly because we recognize that they don't have the budget generally for the latest tools and so on, or by the time they get to the latest tools, they've probably been hacked a few times.
Right.
So we just invite them. So it's part of a discounted program for law enforcement because generally they don't have the budget for training. This conversation actually began over COVID, where I was talking to a few law enforcement contacts and I was telling them about the latest tools I've got. And they mentioned that only one person per department actually gets a full training. And there's 20 people in that department. So there are 19 who are lacking or depending on that one person to teach them. So I started for them as a free kind of a thing where I will train them for free just to bring them up. And it snowballed into a proper corporate training solution at this point.
Wow, that's a fantastic initiative, Milind. And it's clear that your organization is not only solving security challenges for clients, but also actively working to really bridge the cybersecurity talent gap in Canada as well. Finally, let's discuss your platform's innovative product launches and the future vision for empowering Canadian businesses. Because, Milind, you're building a portfolio of new innovations, including Stormbreaker for secure mobile protection and an AI co-pilot for secure RFP automation. Tell us what with the new offerings like the dark web monitoring and an AI co-pilot for RFP automation, what's next for Mjolnir's security, and how does your long-term vision for innovation and affordability aim to empower Canadian businesses and position your organization as a leader in digital resilience?
One of the key points about using AI tools right now is that every organization has somebody using it and they're uploading their data to ChatGPT or anywhere else. In most cases, that data ends up in a foreign storage location that is not, say, Canada or not in control of the company.
Right.
Even if you're taking a paid subscription with ChatGPT, technically your data is still stored in ChatGPT. It's not stored with you or your company. So we solve that problem where we build custom AI solutions for organizations where all the data that they're uploading to their AI tool remains within their organization's tenant or server or cloud environment, wherever. It never leaves them. So we have data residency taken care of. We have digital resilience taken care of because data is with them. Nobody can access it. Nobody can steal it. Nobody can find extra information. And the same way, it can help them reduce the effort. Like, for example, the RFP AI solution that we built out. A lot of organizations are offering the AI solution that will help them respond to RFPs. Most of those solutions are based out of companies out of US or Europe.
Mm-hmm.
The data is also stored in US or Europe. Where if you're offering select Canadian data centers where they will hold data and so on, our solution keeps everything in Canada. So all the Canadian companies who are using the solution just keep all the sensitive data there. Because typically within RFP, you're entering your special pricing or discounted pricing or discounted details about services and so on to that company that you're submitting it to, but you don't want somebody else or a competitor to find out exactly what numbers did you put in the bid. But if
Right.
somebody else gets a number, they can underbeat that one and then win the contract, and you will lose basically after putting in so much hard work. Same for the mobile security solution and so on. There are mobile security solutions available mostly to enterprises,
Right.
where an enterprise will protect all the cell phones in the company and so on. Our solution initially began as something we can offer to high net worth individuals like family offices or C suite who want to protect themselves and their family or
Mhm.
have secure communication within themselves and their family. And then we expanded the solution to allow for in case, say, somebody's cell phone goes missing. Not only can we remotely wipe it and so on, we can also track where it is, sort of like a low jack kind of a solution. And all of that just to enhance the security required by the corporate individual. Like the CEO of one of our mining company clients, they fly a lot to South America. The
Right.
family is always worried if they can find where the CEO is in case of any emergency and so on.
Mm-hmm.
The company that they work for has their own security solution on the cell phone, but that is to protect the corporate assets.
Right.
We protect the corporate or the individual specifically and their families and so on.
Got it. And that's an inspiring vision, Milind. And it's clear that your organization is committed to continuous innovation and leadership in the Canadian cybersecurity market. This has been a great conversation with you. Thank you so much for doing such valuable work in the Canadian digital landscape. If there's one key message, now that we're wrapping up, Milind, that you want listeners to remember about turning technology risk into competitive advantage, what would it be?
It's a good question.
Any advice?
I would say continue to innovate. Typically, when we see a new technology or something else that comes out in the market, it reaches a particular threshold and then you stop. So it could have been great, but it's never really great. So if you continue innovating, if you can continue improving, eventually every technology can be great.
That is a powerful and actionable message, Milind. Thank you so much for being on the show with us and for sharing such great insights and expertise with our audience. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And that was an insightful conversation with Milind Bhargava on the modern cyber threat landscape for SMEs incident response, making enterprise grade security accessible, Canadian data sovereignty, the human element in cybersecurity, and his platform's innovation and future vision. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We really appreciate your continued support. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. Before we leave, a special shout out to our partners, RBC, UPS, A1 Global College, ADP, and Google for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.